Hello, everyone. I Shay. Hello, hi. Hello, hi. How are you doing? It's been a minute. I'll give you that. The reason why I've been MIA is because things in my life got turned upside down. Um, those of you who know, I don't have my daughter. It's a long, hard story to talk about. It's has to do with my baby father and a mess right there. It is a mess. So let me tell you, I met this cat while we were homeless on the street. Uh, I met him at Cass. Those who don't know about Cass, it's like a big main shelter in Arizona. And I met him there, but my mindset back then when I met him is like, we're both homeless. What are we gonna do for each other? Like, we're homeless. I didn't want to be with him at first. I want nothing to do with him. I'm like pretty much asexual, meaning that I don't like anybody. Like, I don't like men. I don't like women. I don't like anybody. Like, I will date women, mostly women, but I really don't like to date. I don't like to date. I don't like to have sex sexual energy with people. Like, I have to really feel you for me to even like you like that. And I wasn't feeling him at the time. Well, he was about 18 and I was about 20 or 21. I'm 2 years older than him. Um, at the time I got married, not to him, but to another man named Anthony. We broke up because the day we got married, he cheated on me. So I didn't stay with my husband, but my baby father knew my husband too. It's like I was running around with my husband and my friend and whoever else I knew on the street. My mindset was trying to get myself off the streets. I was already heartbroken and damaged because, I was going through abuse in my foster home, my adopted family. It's just, that's a whole story. That's a mess right there. But I was in foster care. I was being abused by my mom. She kicked me out. It was just a mess. Like, she was trying to make me turn out to be this problem child, which turned out to be my sister. I'm like, that's your karma. Pretty much, my sister's your karma. It's like everything you were wishing and hoping I would be like, and this is why I'm tired of the Aries energy in my life, because my adopted mom was an Aries and my baby father is an Aries. So I'm like, I'm done with y'all. I mean, I have no problem with having an Aries as a friend, but I really don't hang out with y'all. I really don't want you in my life. Most of my life I've been abused by an Aries woman, and then I get in a relationship with an Aries man and get abused by him, and then I get dated an Aries woman after that. Never again. Like, I just, no, I'm just Aries and me don't go. We just don't go. Um, so I met him while we were on the street. He was like, his dad just got him a plane ticket, moved and sent him to Phoenix to live with his mom. And when we met, I was already in a relationship. I was like, he's like, I like you, and I'm like, I don't like you. He was like skinny, scrawny kid who wore clothes that were like baggy and over oversized t-shirts, and I don't like guys like that. I just don't like guys like that. And I was turning down all kinds of guys. It was like, I'm not into any of you guys. I'm really not. So me and I said, I have no problem being your friend or anything, dude. Like, I really don't want you. And then we went to, like, I would see him at home base. There was this place called home base. The youth centers, they were home base and tumbleweed. And I'll meet him at the youth centers and stuff, and it was weird to me. I was like, hi. Like, it was a weird interaction. I never liked him like that. And my friends and I were like, behind his back, we used to talk about him like, oh my gosh, he's such a weirdo. Like, hey, he's gay, blah, blah, blah. Because people caught him with guys. He said, those are rumors. Not if people see it with their own two eyes. It's not rumors if people see it. It can't be a rumor. That means it's true. So I knew because I was like in the closet myself. I'm like women, but I just didn't want to say it out loud. I dated women, just like not publicly. I was not out about it because people were weird when it come to lesbian relationships and with me, and I had to hide it. So I told him because one day it was like, this kid keeps getting beat up, jumped. Nobody, I mean, nobody on the streets liked him. Nobody. Like my friend Jay didn't like him. My friend Thar didn't like him. Nobody liked him. To the point that I guess he stole this girl's phone. He claimed he's innocent, but this girl's like, no, you stole my phone. People seen it, witnessed it. Even his own case manager said that she's seen him with it when she went to go and everything. It was like a whole court thing. This girl did 9 years in prison over him because of him stealing a phone. This kid used to steal a lot. When I met him, he stole bikes, he stole everything. Like, dude, that's when I told him, like, let me tell you about Jesus, about being a Christian, like something. You need some kind of stability in your life or something. So I told him about, being a Christian. I invited him over to my church. I used to take him to church. And there was stuff that he did I should have left him, and people are like, why didn't you leave him? And there was a part of me that was like, I felt sorry for him. I felt bad for him. And I always did. It's like I had a blinders for him. Like when it came to him, I was like, okay, I felt like I wasn't his girlfriend. I was like more of his mom than his girlfriend. And I was making me miserable. So the first thing he does, like because he was I swear he has ADHD or something. Like he did tell me he had that. So he was always hyper and he was all over the place. And he steal bikes. There was a time when my sister let us stay with him, and he got a whole bunch of money, and all he wanted to do was like he bought himself a game system and all this. And my sister's like, you need to get some money and get out of my home. Like, dude, I just don't want you here. And I was like, I would get money and give her some, put on her electricity, and give her a little bit of money for food and stuff. I'm just trying to, you know, pay where we lay at, and he was trying to pay himself. And there was that time, and he was just making it really bad for us both. I kept his secret because he openly told me that he was into men. And I openly told him I was into women. And there was this time when, I'll just say a friend of his stepdad and mom came. And I know my intuition, how this whole thing happened. It was like, this is a not like, oh my gosh, I found you. It was too fake. I could tell these two were like faking it. Like they've been seeing their kids. They've been like, they know what they at. They have a hustle, and I could see it. I'm like, I could tell with these people. And I was trying to warn Jonathan. He's like, nah, this is my friend. These people. And I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, these people. Like, I try to stay with him to make sure these people don't do him dirty. And he, this guy was a pimp. He said, I'm a retired pimp. No, that nigga was a pimp. A DL pimp. And pimp on the DL. So, we were staying there. He was still teaching John all of this stupid stuff. Like, oh, whatever money that your woman gets, it has to go in your hands. You get all of that money. And I was like, oh my gosh, this relationship's starting to look weird. Like, I'm not going to be down with that. So I tried, every day I kept trying to figure out a way to get away from him or find a way for Jonathan to get away from this guy. No, he was like loving this guy. Like, this is got one person I'm gonna look up to, and this guy's a pimp, dude. He's a pimp. So when it came to the point when this guy was gonna put me out on the street, I was like, "No, you're not." And the thing is, I had to use my husband's name, Anthony. I was like, "Shoot me," because he threatened to shoot me. I said, "Shoot me." Then get locked up, and then explain to my husband why you're locked up. I said, "Shoot me." So he's like, "Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Then I'm gonna get my daughter to get you." I said, "Get your daughter." Gladly, I said, "Get your daughter." He didn't go get his daughter. Instead, he said he was gonna take me somewhere to drop me off. So he ended up dropping me off at my parents' house. And he was all telling my mom, "Oh, she's this and she's that." And my mom was like, "Mm-hmm, I know." It's like, "No, you don't. You just mad because I left. I did. I left." And there's a whole bunch going on with my adopted family when it comes to that. She really, really did me dirty. Like, for years she did me dirty. For years they made fun of me. For years they abused me, and I'm done. So there's a lot I'm not sharing because a lot happened. A lot happened. We ended up going to Milwaukee because I got pregnant with his son. And during that time, I was pregnant, and before I found out I was pregnant, he was trying to, like, I was going to school, part time cosmetology school. First, I was going to full time. When I was going to full time, I was coming back, and I was like, he's not home. I felt it when I was at school that there was something wrong. I felt it when I was at school. I was like, "Oh, he's with another woman." I could feel it. I'll come home. He wasn't home. My best friend wasn't home. My best friend at the time, she wasn't there, and he had his friend Rudolph living with him. They all weren't home, so I was like, "Okay, I've been home." Like, I get home at 5. They didn't come back till like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, they all drunk. And I guess they've been at this girl's house this whole time. I guess Jonathan was planning on leaving me for this girl. I wouldn't care, but I was getting emotional. Like, I don't know why I cared, but I was getting emotional. Like, no, like, what the hell? Where am I gonna go? You gonna kick me out to be on the streets? Like, he was gonna kick me out to be on the streets. And this girl, he was. It turns out my best friend, so supposed best friend at the time, him and his friend Rudolph was telling her that I was abusing him. I was hitting him, abusing him, all this stuff. The thing is, me and this girl ended up being friends because God had to really, really. It's like I had to pray. God told me be her friend. I was like, I don't want to be her friend. God told me be her friend, befriend her, and show her. So I had to be like, my patience, oh, my patience. I had to be patient. And I had to listen to what God said. I had to, like, bite my tongue and do what God said. So what I did, after a while, me and this guy, when I started going to that girl's house, she started playing, "Hey, hey, hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend." I knew that was towards me, but I still tried to act friendly. And me and her got to know each other. We were laughing, ha ha, kiki, and we got to know each other. Became friends. And while we became friends, she noticed things that she didn't notice before. Like, "Does your friend work?" I said, "No." "Does his friend work?" "No." "What do they do all day?" "Nothing." "Do they at least clean up after themselves?" "No." I said, "Girl, they be in that house eating up all my food. And don't try to get no food stamps." They were not trying to put no food stamps in the house. They were not trying to go to the food bank and try to get some food for the house. They were living off of mine and Jonathan's food stamps. And I said, these two don't like to clean up after themselves. I said, I tell them to clean up after themselves. I get mad and tell them to clean up after themselves in the bathroom. That's when they started saying, "No, I'm being mean and abusive," telling people I'm being abusive because I'm telling them to clean up after themselves. I'm telling them to go uh, to DSHS and get food stamps. Get your own food stamps. Get on insurance. Oh, I can't because my grandma. Then why don't you live with your grandma? He said, "Oh, I don't know how to fill out the thing." I said, "You don't know how to fill out your name?" And I said, "People at the post at these offices, they're trained to teach you. They're trained to help you with your application." Twice he got my baby daddy to give him money. Twice, and I told my baby dad, I said, "You know, the place that we go to, the teen center that we go to, the youth center that we go to, they gave him money to get an ID." He didn't go get it. Instead, he used that money to go to the movies. Then now you giving him money to get an ID. He didn't do that, did he? No. He went to the movies with the money you gave him to give him an ID. And I'm gonna tell you, like, getting an ID in Arizona is like $12. Going to the movies is like $6.50. So I was like, "Jonathan, he's using you. He's lying to you." He's like, "No, he's not. You know, he's my friend." Blah blah. That's what I kept getting with that relationship. I was telling him like, "Hey, this person is doing you dirty. They're lying to you. No, you got to be a good Christian." I had to hear that a lot. I had to hear that a lot. When I went to Milwaukee for the first time, his people already hated me. They already judged me. He moved me far away from my family. He moved me far away from my friends. And then he would go to the park for 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, leaving me home alone with these people I do not know. I'm hot as hell in this attic turned bedroom that he has. I don't know these people. I don't know where to go. I don't have friends. I don't have family to go to. I had nobody to talk to. And I hear them talking about me behind my back. It was making me irritated. I was getting irritated. I was getting mad. Like, this motherfucker moved me all the way here, away from my friends, away from my family, just to ditch me and to be with these people who don't know me. Mind you, before we moved there, he tried to get with this girl that was in our building. And then she shaped up and found out how he really was and said, "I want nothing to do with you." And this is what, then we found out I'm pregnant. So I'm like, oh, snap. Then I also found out he got with my neighbor Randy. Why? How I found out about Randy? Because Randy emailed me telling me all details about it. Then I gave him a chance to tell me. He didn't tell me. I just kept that a secret. He didn't tell me until I was miscarrying our son that that he cheated on me with our neighbor Randy. That is true. He said not to keep any secrets from us from now on. I did cheat on you with Randy. And I said, "Anybody else?" I knew about other men, but I said, "Anybody else?" He said, "No, I just want to confess that to you. I miscarried his son." Then when I was pregnant with his daughter, then we moved to another building. I'm pregnant with his daughter. There was this crackhead moving in our building, right? This girl, ooh, she stops it. And then mind you, my other neighbor, he knows me. He see me around. He come over and borrow stuff. Like, this guy never has anything, so he's always borrowing stuff. And he said, "Oh, this girl stopped him, telling him how sexy he was," and he entertained it. I'm gonna tell you, Jonathan didn't be with that many girls before he got with me, so of course he's gonna be curious. Sorry, I don't feel like I gotta fix this. It was driving me crazy. Anyways, so I was like, okay, he gonna cheat on me. I could tell. And I'm praying to God. I said, God, man, I hope that he doesn't. I said, I need this job too. Because he was working at McDonald's, but he was only getting a few hours. And I'm pregnant with your baby. I'm 4 months pregnant at this time. I had to start working at Target because he's not trying to save it any money. I'm 4 months pregnant with his baby. I need diapers. I need to get a crib. We need stuff for this baby. He's pretending like this baby's not coming or some miracle somebody's gonna give us the stuff. Like I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, I knew places that I knew how to do Bible scripture to get diapers and formulas. There are places I got resources, but dude, you are the father. Would like you to help me with the baby. He said, look, there's resources, that you can go to your resources. I even had to like my nurse, like I was on bed rest with our daughter, and the nurse had to explain to him what bed rest is, because the dishes were like piling up in the sink, and I was hungry. He was hungry. I was like, I'm not supposed to be. Oh, sorry, I gotta fix this. I'm not supposed to be cooking over the stove. I'm supposed to be laying down and resting. You're supposed to be helping me. Man, are you gonna get up? Are you gonna wash the dishes? And the nurses visited me, and she gave him the meanest look, and she said, look, she's on bed rest. You're supposed to be helping her. And you over here asking her if she can make you something to eat and clean the dishes. Yeah. So he did that, and there was so many other stuff. So he was always having people stay with us, and we had to be good Christians. I was like, okay, fine. People were staying with us. People were stealing stuff. People were breaking stuff. People were stealing stuff from the baby. But he's like, we got to be good Christians. You're not a good Christian if you don't let people stay with you, and blah, blah, blah. So I had to deal with those people. Plus, people, we never had a stable place, right? Because he never had a stable job. I couldn't work because when I was pregnant, I was a high risk pregnancy. So I couldn't work during that time. I did try to work at Target, but they're like, no, you got to be on bed rest or you can lose this baby. And before that, he said, no, I want to take care of you, blah, 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 and you stay home and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't ever fall for that. They don't really want to take care of you. They don't want to give you no budget to take care of yourself. I mean, if they looking like a fool themselves, they look funky as all you can think of, don't get with them. Because he wouldn't shower. He wouldn't give me money for us to do laundry, so I had to hand wash some of his stuff. So we were going to church and stuff smelling funky, and I hated that. He would be the worst for me because I took more showers than he ever did. And I'm like, dude, you funky. Like, I can smell you. Like, to the point that the pastor ended up buying him nothing but body wash stuff for Christmas. And that wasn't a clue at all. And I even told him, like, dude, if you didn't smell, people would have buy Axe body wash. I mean, look what I got for Christmas versus what you got for Christmas. I mean, think about it. So at the time, he had a bad body odor. He didn't want to do nothing. I had to ask him and beg him to go back to school to get his degree. I had to beg him and ask him, like, dude, you need to go to school to take care of your family that you're trying to grow. You can't take care of your family on nothing. Like, look, working at McDonald's is not going to work. I mean, at the time, he was like working 19 hours a week, sometimes 4 hours a week. They were like lowering his hours because he wasn't a good employee. I had to deal with staying with strangers that we didn't know. They were stealing stuff from us. It was a nightmare. And to the point, he likes drama. So we were always in some kind of weird love triangle. Some girls were like, oh, I want to be with him. And I'm like, I don't want to be with this drama. And I told him when I met him, I hate drama. I don't like drama. I want nothing to do with drama. And I said, if you're drama, I don't want to be with you. He said, no, I'm not drama. The fuck, yeah, you are. That's one thing I said. I don't want no baby mama drama. I don't want to be a baby mama, baby daddy drama. I hate that kind of stuff. But this man thrives on drama. This man loves drama. This man wants drama in our lives. This man likes to have that excitement in his life, and I hate that. That's why we never really got along right, because we were two different people. I'm like laid back, cool, kind of person. I make all kinds of friends. My friends are transgender, gay, lesbian, all that. He was homophobic, even though he was gay on the DL. And it was starting to get dangerous. Like he got with his friend's wife. And then another time, I knew about the girl because I hooked them up. Because I knew those two were together. Because I had a dream about them getting together. Anyways, when my baby daddy met this girl, I was like glad because maybe now he can move on from me because I don't want to be with him. I haven't been wanting to be with him. It was like when we got together, it was like, I was like, okay, I guess, in the whole relationship, we got along sometimes. We were like good friends and we would crack jokes and be great and be close friends. But then he always cheated. And I told him, like, when I met him, like, if you want to be with other women, let me know. You can be with them. But his biggest fear was being by himself. He didn't know how to take care of himself. So if I would have broke up with him, then who's going to take care of him? And that's the only reason why he stuck with me. And then I got with our baby, and he's loved his daughter. He spent time with the daughter, take pictures with her, and give her back to me. In front of my mom, he even said, like, I didn't want the baby in the first place. In front of my mom and my brothers and sisters, he said that. And I'm like, it takes two to tangle. It took us both to have this baby. Like, if you don't, he wanted to go back to Milwaukee. He wanted me not to be able to go off and be free and talk to people and be like around other people. He wanted me just being me and him. He wanted me to be very dependent on him. He'll call me to check on me to see who I'm with. If I'm my mom or somebody call me, he had to listen to phone conversations. There were little things he would nitpick and just try to get me to go off on him. And he would just do messy things so people wanted to beat him up. And this last messy thing that just like, I need to go home. My mom is sick. I could tell my mom's sick. I could tell I need to go to Vegas. And he knew about it. I was like, I was in the kitchen. I was cooking, and I feel like it was the angel of the Lord. It was like, angel told my spirit, something wrong with your mom and you need to go to Vegas. And I was like, okay. I was miserable and unhappy too because the people he had around us. I'm like, trust and believe this one person was a friend. I thought it was a friend, but no. But he was like, he constantly wanted these people around us. And I'm like, they're dangerous. Like, they are not good people. They're not. All these females want to do is get drunk on our money or their money, then our money. I was like, they were forcing me to use my child support to pay for their booze. I don't drink. My family can tell you I don't drink. I don't drink. The reason why I don't drink is because I got sick at a frat party. I got really sick at a frat party in Wyoming. And it's like I got, what do you call it, poison, alcohol poison. So alcohol makes me sick. So anybody's like, oh yeah, she's an alcoholic, blah blah. That's impossible because alcohol makes me sick. I can't even smell vodka without wanting to vomit. Right now, I probably have like a drink called MXD once in a while. That's like 12% alcohol, but I can have like one can of beer. Like that's it without wanting to vomit afterwards. I also got my gallbladder taken out, so that really, really impossible. So these girls were drinking a lot, and I had no problem smoking weed. I had no problem smoking weed because I could watch my kids smoking weed. But you guys get drunk. How are we going to take care of kids when you're drinking? So he gets with this girl, and she already has a boyfriend. And this guy is crazy. Like, They were telling me the time he got drunk and he split a tree in half and how dangerous he is and no man, blah, blah, blah. My baby daddy decided to get with his wife. I mean, his girlfriend. She telling this guy, like, hey, we're together, blah, blah, blah. And while she's getting with my baby daddy, she's bringing this guy over to my baby daddy's home while he went to work. As soon as he left for work, this guy showed up. She didn't tell this guy at all, like, we broke up, blah, 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 I don't want to be with you anymore. She didn't tell him until after he finds out. I don't know who he found out from, but he found out from somebody that my baby daddy was with her. So he comes knocking on the door. I'm in his bedroom on the computer researching. I mean, just looking up stuff. And Diamond is in the living room playing, and she comes and I heard her open the door. I was like, oh fuck, why she opened the door? She knows not to open the door to nobody. So I go in there and he's like, yo, what's your baby daddy? And he talks to him. This guy's drunk. And I was like, he's in the shower. I go run in the bedroom. I open the bathroom door because the bathroom door can be opened through the living room and through his bedroom. So I run to his bedroom, open the door, and I say, yo, Jonathan so-and-so's here, and he knows about you and his now wife. And dude's ready. He wants to fight. So John gets out of the bathroom. I call his girl, and I heard her brother and sisters, and they're like, oh, hell no, we're on our way. Dude's ready to fight this guy. Like, it got bad. It got really bad. We all kicking him out. He's ready to fight him. They're yelling at each other back and forth. It was just a mess. Diamond's scared. I'm like trying to get Diamond out of the room. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't have my daughter around this. I can understand it if it was just me and him still. But now we have a daughter. So I was like, I can't have my daughter around this. Like, he's constantly bringing us around people that want to hurt him, be violent towards us. Like, I can't do this. So when I finally talked him into letting us go to Las Vegas. And I was right with my gut. My mom did pass away a little bit shortly after I moved to Vegas. But I was going through my own trials and tribulation in Vegas. I had to learn some things in Vegas. After, like, my mom died, I learned some things in Vegas that the life lesson got carried here in Seattle. Can say that my spiritual journey started from Las Vegas. And after I left Las Vegas and came to Phoenix, that was just it. I'm not Phoenix, but I left Las Vegas. I did go to Phoenix. My friend picked me up, took me to Phoenix, but he also had a place here in Seattle. And that's how I ended up here in Seattle. But I end up, like, I'm scared because at first, I was willing to work with him. And despite what, it's crazy because I went to different places while we were in Milwaukee. I went to Salvation Army. Everybody begged me not to go back to him because I was describing our relationship. And they're like, you're in an abusive relationship. I didn't believe him. I didn't believe these people. I'm like, you guys are crazy. I'm not in an abusive relationship. I kept saying that over and over again. You guys are crazy. I'm not in an abusive relationship. I kept saying that until I got to the Union Gospel Mission here in Seattle. And when I got here to the Union Gospel Mission here in Seattle, I was still in denial, like, no, I'm not in an abusive relationship, blah, blah, blah. Until they put me in a DV class, a domestic violence class, and they made it mandatory for me. And I'm like, well, you guys are tripping. This is weird. You guys are weird. So I started reading the book, Why Does He Do That? I read some pages, and I realized I was reading our life. I was reading my relationship with him. I also read a description of the kind of abuse my mom was. And I didn't realize things I was going through in my life wasn't normal. I'm so used of people mistreating me and abusing me and saying negative things to me. I didn't know it was abuse. I didn't know it was abuse at all. And so there, I talked to my therapist. I said, I really don't want this man around us. They put me in an address confidentiality program, and I've never been so happy. And I finally got the time to think, what, who am I? What's my life outside of him? I had to figure out who I am again. I was wondering why people were saying you're not the same person that, we all love and grew up with. Or you're completely different. You never used to let a man talk to you like that. Things that I just had to reflect a lot. And during my reflection, God kept telling me, be still. And know that I'm God. Be still. And so, like, when I wasn't listening still, I ended up in Arizona and went through a mess with my sister and ended up back here. And I said, I'm being still again. I said, Lord, I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to be still. And that's when I started my spiritual journey when I was in Mary's place in the shelter. I started listening to my intuition. I started listening to the voice that I always listened to my whole life. And I started listening and meditating. I started listening to more music, not just worship music, because I was listening to a lot of worship music. And worship music's great and it's beautiful. But I also wanted to listen to music that also helps me with my journey and that speaks to my heart, my mind, my soul. And at first I was scared of it because my baby father was telling me that I gotta listen to only Christian music. You know, I left Christianity because the things I was going through with my baby father, women, all they did was talk about me behind my back. They never check on me. They never, like, they always talk about me too. Like, that's one thing I didn't like about church. I see the women whispering. Like I said, the little voice that I hear my whole life would tell me they just got done talking about you. They just got done doing this and that. And I could feel it. And it was obvious because we're talking about me. So I started my journey and I started like reading about different things, different because I was like, what are these spiritual gifts that they're telling us that we're not? And I'm like, I want to know what's so evil about the occult. I want to know what's so evil about, anything. Nothing. Everything that I was learning on my spiritual journey, I can see they have said it in the Bible. A lot of things I read in the Golden Age of Dawn, I've seen it in the Bible. I also seen like Samaritan things in the Bible, Egyptian magic in the Bible, blood magic in the Bible. I said a lot of this is in the Bible too. So that's why I started my journey. Like, I've been through a lot of abuse. I've been through abuse in foster care, been through abuses in relationships, and I'm healing. I'm still healing from the abuse that my mom put on me, and still healing from the abuse that my baby dad. Actually, I feel like I'm healed from that because my fear and hurt has turned into anger towards him. So I don't think I'm any longer under him. But now I'm still healing. I'm doing my prayers. I'm doing my petitions. I am finding who I am, my I am energy that's within me. I'm learning about angel numbers. So the more I learn about angel numbers, how to read the universe around me, is the more I can feel like I'm listening to God more. So that's why I want to make this channel about, sorry, I want to make this channel about us learning about how you can read the universe around you. I want you to learn how to heal from the damage that was put onto your spirit to damage you. I'm not a professional, psychiatrist or therapist. I'm a healer. So I'm going to help you find other tools that you can have to help you. I probably will tell you more stories that I've been through on my journeys, abusive stories that I've been through. I've been through a lot. I've been through SA. I've been through it a lot. I'm only 37 and I've been through a lot. There's times when I have told people things that I've been through, and they're like, "Oh man, you're only young, and you've been through all of that." You you go through a lot in your life. You go through things that will teach you how to grow. So I hope that you can come to my page more, um, come to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do card readings. I want to teach you how to do card readings. I want to teach you different divinations. I would like to teach you the different spirit guides and angels and stuff like that. So with my next video, um, I'm hoping to start telling you about how to begin your spiritual journey or beginning of your spiritual journey, like star seeds, angel like being star seed, um, earth angels. There's all kinds of things about your spiritual journey that you can unlock your authentic and escape the constrictions that were put on us from the time we were brought into this world. You got to be like this, you got to be like that. These are for people who think they know what they did with their life and how great they did for their life, and they think it's for everybody, and it's not. So I am happy to be back, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye. Ashay.